Hi, in this video I'm going to give you the 5 steps you need to use to get Cortana, whether you're using this with the Harman Kardon or the native Cortana app, to control a Sonoff Basic, right after this. Well, for those of you who've been following this and you've done any amount of research at all on Sonoff, you'll notice that's the one thing that they don't have native integration in. But there is an option. There is a service called IFTTT. It stands for If This Then That. And look at it as a third-party bridge to get things up and running. And really, it couldn't be simpler. Now, before we get started, let's go through some of our normal troubleshooting. And here I've got the Sonoff, or the eWelink basic app, and I've got our trusty off-camera light. So we'll verify that everything is up and running. Okay, you see the glare just off to, well, my right, your left, and it's a bulb going through reset, so it's going to flash off and on. So we'll turn it off, and then on again. So you see it's working, and that's anytime you're working with something new. That's always a good step to make sure the basics are there before you get too far down the road. Now, I'm going to gloss over a couple of steps because you don't need to see me keep entering a username and password every time. So if you've not used If This Then That, the first thing you'll want to do is go to their website and create an account. And then, like you've heard me say before, please use a unique password only to that site. Is it going to be a hassle when you've got to log in and out because it's a different password? Yeah, but would you rather spend a little bit of time now avoiding a problem later on? Because do you want somebody else controlling your lights and gear? I don't think so. I know I don't. So create an account, save those credentials in a password manager. And like I said before, I use mSecure. There's a lot of good ones out there. LastPass, there's a whole treasure trove. And if there's interest, I'm more than happy to go through some of them and help you figure out what the best options are. Because no one app is going to be good for everybody. So go to IFTTT, create your login. Then what you'll want to do is get the IFTTT app for your phone, and let's shift over here to our trusty phone, and you'll see me shift over to the app. And once you're logged in, this is this kind of screen you'll see. And when you see the book, you'll notice I've got IFTTT mentioned several points of the book because they've got some apps, or applets rather, that you can have triggered that when they come out with a new feature, say for your Philips Hue bulb or something else, you can get automatically notified that there's a new option there. So, you'll get the IFTTT app, you'll log into it. The next two things you'll want to do are associate your Microsoft Cortana account with IFTTT. And you see me log into some of the other cloud services, so I'm not going to bore you with going through that. Once you've done that, then you'll also want to establish a link to the eWelink Smart Home. And I go through all the steps in the notes or descriptions for this video. So you just go step by step, and depending on if there's been an update when you try this, some of the steps might be a little bit different, but at least you've got a basic roadmap of what I did to get it up and running. So at this point, I'm going to assume you've got your IFTTT account, you've associated your Microsoft Cortana account, and you've got the eWelink integration in place as well. And those are very straightforward, but like I said, but we've done it several times, so I don't want to keep boring you with going through those steps. So now we'll get to the secret sauce. We'll tap on the little plus sign up here, and this is where all the fun starts. So what we'll do is we'll tap on the plus beside this, and it's going to go out and discover some things, and we're going to say we want to go to Cortana. So we can either scroll down here, and we should see it here shortly. There's Cortana right there. So we'll tap on Cortana. Now we want it to, we got several different things that we can go with. So I'm going to say a specific phrase. And what do we want to say? Well, I'm going to name the device basic. And we're going to go basic on. And you can get creative. You can give it multiple trigger phrases, but we're going to keep this simple. Now, what do we want Cortana to say in response? Technically, you don't have to say anything. But what we'll do is we'll say turning basic on. And once we're through with that, then all we have to do is tap on the little check mark you see in the upper right-hand corner. And then we'll go down here to where it says that. And we will go down here. Well, actually, I'm not going to search through the whole thing. We'll just type eWelink, and we'll see that. And we're let me reach down here ever so quickly. We're using what's called a one-channel device. So what we'll do in this case is we'll scroll down here. It says turn, where you see down all the way at the bottom. Let me turn this graphic off for just a second. You'll see it says turn one-channel switch on and off. All right, so it automatically has seen that I've got just one basic one defined. If you tap on that, if you've got more than one, then it would see that. And by default, it's going to say, oh, you want to turn this on. So at that point, and we're halfway there. Now, I encourage you from a debugging standpoint to tap that little button where it says receive notifications. That way, if it doesn't turn on and you get the message, then you know you've got what side of the equation to work on. If you don't get any notification, well, it may be a problem with the link to your mail server, but more than likely it would say that Cortana is not getting the message for some reason, or there's a problem with the integration between Cortana and IFTTT. If you get a message here, but the light doesn't go on, that could be a link to the eWelink cloud. That's the problem. The socket might be turned off that you've got everything plugged into. So it at least helps narrow down the troubleshooting. So we've got that turned on. And it'll take you just a second. And okay, now that's in place. So what we'll do is we'll tap on that left arrow and we'll go back. And we'll go back one more time. So now we're at the My Applet screen. So now we've got it to where it's showing how to turn it on. But that only gets us halfway. We've got to do the turning off piece. So again, we'll go back to our little plus sign. And with this, and then we'll just this point, instead of scrolling down, we'll type Cortana, say a specific phrase, and this time we'll say basic off. And then we'll go down here and we'll just say turning. Well, if I spell turning right here, that would help. Basic off. So as you're seeing, even though we've got the device in eWelink set as Sonoff Basic 1, we can call it something else here. So you can do your tailoring within this link. So we'll tap plus, and then we'll go down here to that, and we will go eWelink, and we'll go down here to where it says channel 1. Now, at this point, it's still defaulted to on, so we're going to change that at this point to off. And tap on the check mark in the upper right-hand corner. Yes, we'll turn on the notifications. And we're tapped. And then we return back to the main screen. So now you can see we've got the two pieces of the puzzle that we needed to get things up and running. Now let's go look. I'm not seeing something down here where it says turn on. Okay, it looks like it hadn't refreshed that part of the screen. Well, we'll see. That just may be a glitch in IFTTT. So now normally you'd see me go pull up the Cortana app on my phone. Well, this time I'm going to go do something a little bit different. We're going to bring our friend, the Harman Kardon Invoke, back into the picture. And it's been staying very quiet because on the back here, there's a mute button. And I had that mute button engaged because I kept saying Cortana, and that would have driven it nuts. So, and it's got the little red ring just saying it's muted.
Start out with a penny and double it every day.
Okay. Hey, Cortana. Whoops. Well, it's demuted again. Hey, Cortana. Basic on.
Turning basic on.
There you go. And if you just heard the phone go off, that says I just got the email that it had triggered something, and you'll see, let me shift back over to the phone here for just a second. You'll notice up here top, IFTTT has told you the app had run. Okay, so now we will go back to, well, not all the way back to the home screen, but we'll go to here, close enough. And let's go back over here. Hey, Cortana, basic off.
Turning basic off.
Okay, it's now off. And there's the ding ding, so we'll go down here. And now you see where, okay, that was Facebook notification. But anyway, you get the picture. It should be coming through here in just a second. That, or I didn't have something enabled the way I thought I did. And see, okay, here where I mentioned earlier that it wasn't showing the integration, it is. It was just a matter of it had to refresh. So really, I mean, you've seen it's not hard at all. Yes, you're having to use a third service, but at least that gives you the option. If had to turn Cortana off there for a moment so it wouldn't start hollering, because I was about to say something. So if you're going with Cortana, or you want to have more than one voice control option, which I greatly encourage, because I've had some times where one of the systems I use, whether it's Alexa or it's the Google Home Assistant, sometimes they may glitch for whatever reason. This, after all, folks, this is technology. It's great when it works, but sometimes stuff happens. I always like having a backup plan. If you saw my house, it's a living lab. So I've got Google Assistant, Echoes all over my house. Well, I love playing with technology. What can I say? So you see basically what we've done to get this working, and it's really very straightforward. I've taken the other videos and we're building upon each of the ones that we've done so far. So you've gotten a video where it shows you how to set up the Harman Kardon Invoke. You've got another one that shows you how to set up Cortana. You've got another one that shows you how to set up the the eWelink or Sonoff Basic. And then you've now got this. So you've got everything you need to get it up and running. Now, having said that, if you've got any questions, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you, because I want this to be as enjoyable for you as it has been for me to produce these things. I've got everything in the show notes that go over everything that I've used in this process. So you've got links you can click on. Those are affiliate links. If you buy something from that, I really appreciate it, because that's going to help me keep buying things that I can show you on how to get running, so that I take the risk if it doesn't work, so that you've got a video to start with to get it up and running. So it's very straightforward. You've seen so far everything that we've got to do. Please, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel and then click on the little bell icon so that you get a notification as soon as I post another video. And I'm trying to do about 2 to 3 a week so that I can keep covering the different options. And you'll find in the end there's a lot of fun you can have with this. And also, and you've heard me say this before, so bear with me, if you're a nonprofit or a service organization, and you may happen to be a nonprofit service organization, that this is another way where you can help the handicapped or those that have challenges with daily life do things that will help automate some things for and make their life easier. So if you're interested in doing something like that, please get with me and we can help kind of come up with a roadmap on what it takes to get it done. I've also got a mailing list that if you'd like to get notification as soon as I post a video up, just in case you're not getting the ones from YouTube, please do that. If I find out about any special deals, I'll be happy to let you in on that as well, because a lot of times those are maybe a short time span to where you really don't have, by the time we get a video out, there's really not a way that offer probably would still be valid. So I appreciate your time very much in watching this video. Again, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Pass these videos on to where somebody else can learn that this is very doable, that it doesn't take an advanced degree or special engineering skills. You can do this. It's very straightforward. Appreciate your time. Again, thank you for watching the video, and we'll see you again soon.